Come on! Good evening, everyone. Trying to get the cows to come up so I can open the gate and move them. They're kind of sluggish. We got some hot days. We've had several 90-degree days out here, and I tell you what, I'm really glad to have this drought protection areas that I've got. What I'm calling my drought protection areas is these wet zone areas. I've got several areas that before I started running this place, and I've done several videos on this. I'm not trying to beat it to death, but it's just really important, and especially now that we're coming into a drought. These are areas that, and you can still see just a little bit of water grass. I'm gonna see if I can in there, maybe, yep. Just a little bit there, but that's not typically what you see. Typically what you see is very overgrown. There's no forage that cattle can really eat or utilize. Girls are starting to come up now. I'm gonna try to bring them through. I bet you they'll hit this and just start eating it right away. But this has changed over the years. Like, we started out mob grazing it several times, and these are wet areas, nasty areas that turn into just turn into problem areas. Now, like I've said before, you don't want to force them on there, and you don't want to leave them on there very long. You always want to give them drier places to be as well, because you can give them, lead to foot rot and everything else. But I'm talking about a few hours tight duration where they can get on it, but yet they still got dry land up there. And what that has done over time is changed this completely. And now we've actually, now that we're coming into dry summer, we've got some really good forage here, okay? This is a lot better. There's actually 2 different types of summer grasses here. I'm not 100% sure even what they are. I don't recognize them, but it's something that was hidden in the seed bank that's coming up now, and that's going to be a good forage for them throughout this summer. So I call it like drought protection because, and I've also got a video where I talked about gaining land with it, because I've got a decent amount of areas like this on my land, and I know some places out in Texas where I grew up where there would be 100-acre plots that were like this. And if a guy could turn 100 acres into land like this that used to be junk land, man, you could seriously make some money off of that. I'm gonna go ahead and open this gate up. We're actually gonna leave it open, kind of let them come through during the evening. We're starting to get some flies on them now that the summer's coming on. Still wishing that I had some south poles. This cow right here is actually a good cow. I really like that one, that frame. Now she's looking just a little on the lean side. I think it's because we're so hot. Like, you can tell she's thin right now. And she does have a brand new calf, about a month old. We're not usually this hot in May. We're in May right now, right about mid-May, and we're not usually this hot, so we're struggling. But all of them slicked off. We're gonna let them go through, but look at them as they're eating this, guys. They're going straight to that. Now, if that was water grass, a cow would have to be starving to eat that water grass. And I've gotten sage grass growing in there through the winter, and sage grass is a water grass that's not the best grass as far as quality, but I've noticed that it makes some really good green for them in the winter time. And I've actually seen them, their flesh actually improve during the wintertime when we get them on that. So I'm really excited about that, guys, especially knowing that we're coming into this. They're calling for one of the worst droughts that we've ever seen here in Louisiana. I really hope that they're at least a little bit wrong. But you can definitely see that's the first thing they're hitting. That's going to make some really good forage, y'all. If y'all got some spots like this, try mobbing it. Especially once it starts to dry out and the summer starts coming on. But you can do it even when it's wet. Like I said, as long as you don't force them and you give them a dry spot to get out of there. It's okay to mob them in there. They just need a portion of that paddock that you create needs to have some dry spots for them to get up out of it. All right, guys. Like and subscribe.